Hello, Eagles. Welcome back to this new year. It's the 20s here, and I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Claire. We celebrate the new year with new stories, all this week on your Eagles Perch.
Fires in Brazil and California and now Australia. Our world is burning up. Mandy covers the planet with general look at our environment.
I don't want your hope. I don't want you to be hopeful. I want you to panic and act as if the house was on fire, climate activist Greta Thunberg said. Some climate scientists are saying we have 18 months to save the world. Some effects of climate change are extreme weather, dirty air, health risks, rising seas, warmer and acidic oceans, and wildlife dying and becoming extinct. Many celebrities and activists are speaking up about climate change, and many people are already making changes to help the environment, but there is still more to do. So, what can you do? Use solar energy, reduce meat consumption, walk and ride bikes instead of drive, or carpool. Use reusable things such as reusable straws, reusable bags, reusable water bottles, buy secondhand clothing, recycle, and drive electric cars. So, what will you do about climate change? My name is Mandy Griffin, and this is Eagle News.
We've come a long way, baby. There used to be rally cry for women's rights. It's been 100 years since women have got the right to vote in the United States. Amelia looks at the history of women's suffrage and those issues.
This year marks 100 years since women won the right to vote nationwide. Today we admire the women who work so hard, and we continue to celebrate them and fight for equal rights and opportunities, as well as being viewed equally as well.
In the 1920s, the 19th Amendment had just been passed, so there was kind of this battle over what rights women should have. So in the 1920s, you still had people that were resistant to that, but you also have the new woman or the flapper come about, which was seen as a risky.
I think they started to be viewed as rebellious because they started to change up their hairstyles, and they started to change how they were dressing, and people would have said it was more revealing.
Oh, hi! Did you know that in the 1920s, women finally got the right to vote? And not only that, divorce became easier for them and more jobs were opening, so women had more opportunities as well. How are women viewed today?
It depends who you ask, because there are definitely still people who are fighting for equality, and so, some of them get labeled as radical and some don't, and I think it really depends on your upbringing and your culture.
So I think women choose the right to do whatever they desire with their bodies, like having abortions or getting rid of the pink tax and not being overly charged for feminine products like tampons and pads.
The big fight, they've talked a lot about the ERA and how it's finally passed enough states, but what will happen with Congress? Will they actually put it into place? So I think that's a big issue. I still think women's reproductive rights is
people think that they should be mostly blamed for how they dress whenever they get hurt or violated by another person, is the way that they are dressing, even though
the women of the 1920s probably that you have to work together, because whenever you have a divided movement, it's harder to push it forward.
I think that they have learned to speak their voice and fight for what they want.
Thank you. This is Amelia with Eagles Perch signing off.
Well, there may be a lot of issues with the environment and the fight for equal rights, but Kansas City is starting off the new year right with a trip by the Chiefs to the year's Super Bowl, 50 years in the making, and Paul brings us this season recap.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on fire this year as they have made it to Super Bowl 54 for the first time in 50 years. They played the Houston Texans in the divisional round, overcoming a 24-0 deficit to beat the Texans 51-31. In the conference championship, they beat the Tennessee Titans 35-24 to advance to the Super Bowl. They are now up against the San Francisco 49ers this Sunday in Miami for a much-anticipated game. This is Paul Chandy from Eagle Studios.
Vanessa, what inspired your look today?
My dog.
From the outlandish 1920s to the roaring 2020s, Vanessa has a fashion on the last 100 years.
Older. As the world gets older, new fashion trends are yet to come. Ladies wore dresses. For the evening, they wore flappers which they danced around in. Silhouettes became to hug the body more. During the war, dress styles were simple and practical. Pockets were borrowed by men's wear. Clinched waistlines and accentuated hips and bust achieved the ideal hourglass shape. Don't forget the polka dots. Short shift dress and bold pattern were on trend. Pants also became really popular trend. Sleeves and long dresses became popular. Oh, and don't forget the sparkles. Bell-bottom jeans were high fashion. '80s fashion were big and bold with shoulder pads. Dresses were minimal. From top to dresses, halter top were the thing. Leggings with Ugg boots and tank top over t-shirts. Athleticism was shown with windbreaker jackets. Tiny sunglasses and dad shoes were also. Buttercup yellow and neon green are 2020 colors. Pleats, not your ordinary trench coats, and polka dots are coming back. This is Vanessa for Eagles Perch.
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Claire.
And this week's Eagles Perch.